One is a quarterback's coach, and the other one is a line.
Yeah, the quarterback of the team.
What's up, guys? As people are joining, just go ahead and put your questions in the chat. Any questions you have, and we can cover all of that. All right, guys. So any initial questions? Does anybody have any initial questions while we're waiting? And I can just get started here because it is recorded. So as people join, that's all right. Do we have any initial questions, or I have topics, or really where I can just go through and kind of explain how I best use it, and then we can go from there. Or if you have specific questions, we can cover those as well, because I know you guys have been using it. So if there's things that you need help with, then please let me know. But okay, I will. Really, entries is all I need help with. Okay. So honestly, to make your life easier, if you struggle with entries, the reason I created or added this to the indicator is because this will solve all your problems. Take the buy arrows, the buy, the sell arrow, the A plus signals, and just leave the easy buy and sell arrows. Okay. And do it that way. And that is you're going to have a lot less signals on your chart, but that tells you when, like, okay, when this candle closes, it's good to enter. So like here on Friday, we were up against resistance, and then we had sell signals here, and then we had that massive flush that happened on Friday. Now, the most recent one that happened before that was a buy signal here. And then you can see if I go to this here, like if I threw these on, you can see there were more signals, right? There were more signals, but if we also go to like a smaller time frame, like if I went to the 15-minute, you would see here's your buy signal for your entry. And you can go in and set alerts for the easy buy signal alert, easy buy signal alert. These are going to be the best risk to reward entries you can have. So that's why I put this in there. So there's literally no guesswork. All you have to have is honestly, so for me, I would say the main things that I would want to have on the chart when I'm looking at these indicators is the buy signals are just these regular buy and sell signals. So what I would be doing is I would be throwing on the bar color, because then that's going to tell you, does it have a strong trend? Does it not have a strong trend? Like, so for example, this is a buy signal and a strong trend. And so that can give you extra confirmation. So that's really the only thing I would say. And like, so here's a couple examples here. Let's take the bar colors off for a moment. So we throw on the buy and sell signals here. So here you got a sell signal, which is a good entry spot here. There's stop up here, and then essentially we got a gap down, and this would have been a nice overnight. Doesn't look like much, but if you know returns on options, you can take a look. And essentially you're catching $1.60 move. So that's like a 60-point move overnight on the indexes or on the QQQ. And so those give you better entries. Now you can see here, here's another example here, like where you get sell signals here, but then it ends up pulling back and you would actually get a little bit of better of an entry here rather than taking these. So most of the time you're going to get a good entry, and then yeah. So this is a prime example too, where you get a sell signal on a Thursday, and this is just a thing that will help you. So you get a sell signal on Thursday. We know that the gap that's created between Thursday or Wednesday's close and Thursday's open, which is right here, there's like a 80, roughly 82 to 85% chance that's going to get filled in the same day. So when you get that gap down in your favor, you need to be protecting profits, if not just taking profits. And we actually had that same exact thing happen here on uh, this day here. So here's a Wednesday. You can see where this is the Wednesday's close. We get a buy signal, and then into the close, you take that, you get a nice gap up. We made like 65% on return on this. And then we know that it's gap fill Thursday. So like, okay, the initial 5-minute bar opens maybe, then what I would do is set a stop below the low of that 5-minute bar. Or if you want to be more conservative, use the 15-minute bar. And so then that way you don't get caught in this move here. Because if you don't know about gap fill Thursday, now you know this is how you avoid getting caught. Like you'll usually get Wednesday, you'll usually get a signal into the end of the day, and then you'll get the gap in your favor, and then it's probably going to fill that same day. That's usually how it goes. And so that's how you should manage these positions. Um, Also, on top of that, another thing I'll say is don't chase these opening signals, especially on gap fill Thursdays, but just in general, don't chase the entries that come. We get a buy signal. Don't chase the entry up here. A lot of times you can't really program this out unless I just get rid of the buy signal at the open, but you don't want to chase up here. There will be times where this happens. So like you'll get a gap down and a sell signal on the gap down. You're just chasing here. And how do you solve that problem? All you got to do, just take off the buy or the ones without the entry. These are the highest probability ones you can find. So you'll see less signals, but if you're watching the NASDAQ and the S&P 500, you'll be golden between, and a lot of people ask my favorite time frames to trade. 100%, it's always going to be the daily and the 30-minute. Those are always going to be the best trades, right? And on top of that, uh, the best trades are also going to be, you look at those trend bars, usually the best trades are going to be when those trend bars are green. So you can see here, we got a nice move up into resistance, but then ultimately failed. But then we got another buy signal here, and then you kind of just sat through the chop for the rest of the day, and then you got that huge gap up. And then this one here, you got a buy signal, nice move up. And so really, but I would say honestly, my favorite time frame by far is the 30-minute time frame. And so we'll go back and throw these on. So the 30-minute and the daily, those are like my bread and butter. That most of my money off of this indicator has came from the 30-minute. Like this move here, this was good for 60%. This move here was good for a few 100%. This one here, I played futures only on that one. But you can see even here, sometimes if it's a strong trend, what you can do is throw your 21 on there. And then you get that buy signal. It pulls back to the 21, you take your entry, and then there's your move up. So that's another way to play this as well. And then literally it's as simple as you're just playing the trend, right? So you can see the consistency on the 30-minute time frame. That's by far my favorite place to go. You can see buy signals here, massive move up. And so I know a lot of you guys here in the that trade futures, it really doesn't matter. I will always go with using the cash session chart. And so if you want to put like, and so if you want to fix this, what you would go and do is, because this is a lot of noise. It's a lot of noise overnight. It's annoying. It's not worth your time, honestly. You're looking for the big moves to get paid on the big moves. And so like if we just take a look at how these move, right? Just all I did was you go to the intraday chart, you take it, you go to your futures chart, and you go to regular trading hours. Okay. And then that's how you do that. And then so let's say you take an entry here on this move. This was good for 173 points. Now it doesn't look like a lot, but that's a day trade right there. 173-point move on the NASDAQ. If you know anything about futures, that's how much that would pay. And this goes the same for options. Like my favorite places to trade are the indexes, and then I use these buy and sell signals. And so like here's an example. You get buy signals, you wait for that pullback to the 21, and then you're looking here, and that ends up being 260 points. Let's say you end up getting in on this buy signal here. Still 182 points. That's about 500 on a micro contract, on the small contract. And so then you can see here, similar story. You get the buy signals, and then you just trade it to the upside. And this one, obviously, huge win. This ended up going 600 points. And so I don't know if you guys have, I did put these stats out. Okay, yeah, here they are. So the difference between using the cash session, why does it matter? Because there's more volume, right? There's more volume in these cash session charts. Okay. So you want to pay attention to the cash session. All right. This is where the volume is. This is where the big money can get in because there's more people trading it. And so here's just a few stats that I want you to take into account. So we know that all of these plays come from when the squeeze fires off, right? So here's the squeeze firing off, or within a squeeze, right? So when we look at these points in time, when the squeeze is firing off, the statistics for where price ends up going is, so like in comparison, so if we look at ES, and then we look at, the cash session, okay? Or we look at NQ. So this is ES, and then this is the cash for NQ. Okay, so this just means this chart with the gaps in it. Okay, so here's NQ. So here's the difference. If you're just patient and you wait, there's going to be probably one opportunity every week, but they're going to be those 200, 400 points worth of return, right? Like this move here was from 20,000 up into, so this was 700 points in about, that's a Tuesday to a Monday, so about a week. And so these moves last a lot longer, they're a lot bigger, and so on and so forth. So here's the difference. So, like on the 30-minute chart, so there's the 30, the 60, the 2 hour. Oh, wait, I'll do the 120 just to keep it consistent with time values. 240. Okay, so these intraday time frames, when you're looking at them, and then we'll also throw the 15-minute in. Okay, so comparing this one right here, ES, so the futures chart, comparing that to the cash. So whether that's SPY, SPX, whatever you're looking at, when you compare the two, you can, so this is the difference in return. So when the squeeze fires off, not even if you get in here, so counting the value from up here, so counting the value from right there, when the squeeze fires off, the average return is 3 times bigger on the 15-minute chart. The 30-minute chart is 2 times bigger. And then the 60-minute chart is 2.3 times bigger. The return on the 120 is 1.5 times bigger. The return on the 240 is 2 times bigger. Okay. And then as for like the futures chart where it runs 24/7 versus the cash, and we break this down, the 15-minute is 2.7 times, the return is bigger. So this means you're making 2.7 times more money on per trade that you're taking. This is 3 times. 30-minute is 3 times your money. So let's say you make $500 on a 30-minute squeeze or buy signal. You can expect on the, based off the QQQ chart, you can expect to make $1,500 per contract instead. So it's a huge difference. And then for the 60-minute, it is 3 times the amount. For the 120-minute, it's 2.4. And then the 240 is 2.4 times more. Okay. So all this requires though is patience. So you're making, if you cut out these futures charts and focus on the cash, SPY, or SPX, or NDX, QQQ, this is going to make a much bigger return. You're gonna, the minimum 1.5 times more by just simply cutting out these charts. And I can tell you from experience, these charts will have you pulling your hair out and they're a waste of time. You're going to be looking at it at night. You're going to be looking at it all throughout the day. You're not going to be able to do it. And I know a lot of you will say, okay, yeah, I'm definitely going to do that. Oh, make 3 times more my money on every trade. Why would I not do that? Because you're going to trade a lot less. Trading more is not better, but you want to, I'm looking for where can I get the most juice out of the squeeze? Okay. That's what I'm looking for. And this is where I can find the biggest edge. Okay. So that's number one. That's that. This is a huge, huge deal. Okay. And you can see the consistency as we just drill through the charts. You can see 200 points, 700 points, 270 points here, 850 to, that's about 500 points. Now, this is one of those times I'm telling you about where it gaps up. You don't want to take that signal. This is the signal you want to take right there. where it's best risk to reward. There you go. There's your best risk to reward. Okay. And then there's your best risk to reward. So a lot of times you're going to get a bunch of the buy signals, right? Where they're going to show up more than once, but you'll usually get one or two where it's like, okay, this is where you want to enter. This is the best risk to reward entry. And then you just keep going. And then see here, there's no best risk to reward entry. There's no best risk to reward entry. There's no best risk to reward entry. And if you go to a different chart, I'm sure you'll be able to find it. That's what I found is like there might be better entry spots. So look, this would have saved you 1, 2, 3 losing trades because you should have recognized after this one lost, you're in chop. 2, there's no good risk to reward entries based on the easy buy signals. And all, like I said, all you got to do, throw them off and look, they're not even there. But then you've got solid entries right here. You've got solid entry right there, solid entry right there, solid entries right there. And so this makes your life a lot easier and there's no guesswork, right? There's no guesswork. It's just simple trading. Okay. Or you can be disciplined and take the pullback to the 21. So do you guys have other questions or I'm just going to keep pounding away? Because I got more stuff to cover as well. Just put them in the chat if you do have more questions. So the next piece I want to go over, and I think it will be best suited to show. Let's see, where was that? Okay, so you saw this right here. So right here, where you're seeing, okay, why did we get sell signals there and it just ripped, right? And we got a sell signal here and then it made the move. And then the sell signals here looked good. For futures, look at N or QQQ instead of NQ. Yes. So that's what I'm saying. Yep. Or what you can do is go to NQ, go to NQ, and simply, this is how your chart looks now. What you should do is double click the price action, change it to regular trading hours, and then you're good to go. And it will be the same thing. And then you can still trade right on the NQ chart. You're looking at, this is the same as QQQ now by doing that. So you can do it that way, or you can look at NDX. Or you can look at QQQ, any of them. Can I show it again? Okay, NQ. So you go to NQ. Right now, your chart will look like this. And make sure you're on a lower time frame than the daily, because it won't let you do it if you're on the daily time frame. So you go here and go, you double click the price action, like you're going to edit the chart or whatever, like change the color or whatever. But then you go to regular trading hours and you switch to regular trading hours. And then you do it that way. Okay. That's all you got to do. So you double click the price action, whether you're on your phone or whatever, just double click the candlesticks and then go to this session and change it to regular trading hours. Okay. So that's going to make your trading decisions a lot easier. It's going to make it a lot smoother and it gives you a lot better opportunities. And my favorite time frames, I love the daily. I like the 4-hour. I love the 30-minute and I like the 15-minute. So by far my favorite ones are the 15-minute and the 30, or sorry, my favorite time frames by far are the daily and the 30-minute, but I also do like the 15-minute and the 4-hour. The hourly is fine. They all work fine, right? But my personal favorites are the 30-minute and 30-minute and daily. They just seem to really pay out, and you can see that. So now the next thing I want to cover is, okay, how do I avoid this? And this I want you to listen to very, very, oh, one other thing. I will use the 5-minute very rarely if I'm looking for, like if I see strong continuation, okay? If we have a really strong trend, Like if I go, let's see if there's some signals right here. So like you can see here, we had this really strong sell-off. And I'm seeing, okay, wow, that's a really crazy sell-off. I'll go to the 5 minute and I'll take sell signals like this or a sell signal like that. Okay. Because I see that we're clearly breaking down. When we're clearly breaking down, I will take 5 minute signals. Like when it's like, wow, we're really breaking out. And let's dive into that more. Okay. So this is a huge piece. Take notes on this because I want you to make sure that you get this. Okay. So this is how it's going to work. And I'm going to pull up. So what I'm saying is, how do I avoid this right here, this chop, right? Okay. How do I avoid signals that might not work that well? And I mean, they work most of the time, so you're going to be good as long as you control your risk. But how do I avoid this? I want to avoid that crap. Okay. So let me show you exactly how to do it. And this is going to be a game changer for you if you stick to it. Okay. Let's go to the 15-minute of Tesla. Okay. So we look at Tesla and we see, okay, we get this breakout, right? So we had this range and we got this buy signals and a gap up the next day. Okay. This pertains to futures traders, anyone that is trading this system. This is key. And you will make a lot more money if you do this. I mean, I can't promise it because I don't know what you're doing on a day-to-day basis, but this is like pivotal. This will change the game for you. Okay. Buy signals pop up. 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 Buy signals fail. Okay. Now, what do I want you to get out of this? What do good uptrends look like? Buy signals pop. Buy signals pop. Buy signals pop. Buy signals pop. That's what a strong, good looking uptrend will look like. Okay. And then what I want you to do is this is how you pinpoint when a trend is going to end. Not only is this an indicator that will tell you when to get in and when to get out, it's going to tell you when the trend is essentially going or is ending, more than likely ending. And this is how you'll do it. You'll take entries, you'll take the buys here, you'll take the buys here, you'll make money here, you'll make money there, you'll make money there, you make money there, and then you get into this one. Okay. And then it breaks and it fails. Here's the key. Here is the key. The trend, this is how you identify when the trend ends. It's gonna work, it's gonna work, it's gonna work, it's gonna work, it's gonna work. And then you're gonna get one time when it doesn't work. Okay. That's what's going to happen. It's gonna work, 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 and then it's not gonna work one time. That's when you know the trend is likely ending. Okay. You're going to get a nice move after nice move after nice move. You're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then on the sixth time, it stops working. It's not always going to be the sixth time. It's just, you can count on 2 legs for sure after a breakout. But that's what I want you to keep in mind. It's gonna work, 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 and then it's not gonna work. That's gonna tell you when the trend is over. Okay. Now look at this chart though. See this. Buy signal, pop, buy signal, pop. We're higher highs and higher lows with buy signals, buy signals, buy signals. And then here's what happened. It failed, and then look at what the stock did after. Okay. Here's what the stock did after. Does that make sense? Yeah. So that's when it goes into a range. And then once it's in a range, you stop touching it, stop playing it. The edge we have as retail traders is that we don't have millions and millions of dollars to move in and out of the markets. It doesn't take us weeks to unload a position. We can get out instantly. Okay. That's the edge we have as traders, as retail traders. So with that being said, we can get in when we start to break out. Look at this range we had for a long time. We were trading in a range here in between here. We had this breakout, right? And then we can trade the move up, we can trade the next one, the next one, the next one. And then when it fails, you're done. That's it. The trend is over and you move on and you wait until it starts trending again. Okay. Now, you may be thinking, this is just a perfect chart. That's not how it actually works. Okay. Let me show you. Let's go to SPY, the most recent price action that happened on SPY. Okay. We throw up the 30-minute chart, or we can even do the 15-minute if you want. Okay. So you see here, you get buy signals, pop, 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 buy signals, pop. This pop might not look like a lot, but this was 60% right here. And then look at it, rolled over. You got one more where it worked, and then the next one failed. Okay. So that's what this is for. So this is when you know when it stopped, when the first time it doesn't work, that's when you take a step back and either on the next one you size down, or you just don't trade the next one until it presents a clear trend, because it was holding the 21 EMA. The pops were working, and then we failed. We got this pop up and then we failed. Okay. We got a nice move up, caught 60%, and then it failed. Okay. Then you got this nice move up again, and this one would have been good. I didn't trade this one because of this. I didn't trade this one because of this. Yes, it worked, but it saved me from this one as well. Okay. So then what do? We look at, okay, where now we're likely going either trend changing or we are entering into a range. And then here is what happened. We're in a range. Okay. Then when we're in a range, what do? We sit on our hands, and I'm actually working on another indicator to trade ranges. Okay. So that's, yeah. So I'm working on that. Just side note. Is that it? Or is it this one? I think they're the same thing. Yeah. So you take the sells, and then you take the buys, take the sells, take the buys. And so this is your range indicator, or one that you trade in a range. So like you take the buy into resistance, you take the sell into support, you take the buy into resistance, sell into support, so on and so forth. I'm working on this. Okay. It's not done yet. Okay. So anyways, back to what I'm saying. You enter into this range, and this is where you kind of sit on your hands. You either go down, this is where you just sit on your hands. And if you sell premium, like, okay, here's your trade plan for when you get into a range. You either sit out, which is the smartest thing to do, and you will save yourself a lot of money and headache, and study. Or what you do is when we go up to resistance, you short at resistance. When it goes up to resistance and it fails, you short it. When it comes down to support, you buy it, and so on and so forth until here's the indication. You lose. When you lose, that's when you know something is changing. Okay. So you sell at resistance, it worked. Sell at resistance, it worked. Buy at support, it worked. Sell at resistance, it worked. Buy at support, it worked. Sell at resistance, it worked. Then you try to buy at support and it doesn't work. That's when you know you're breaking out of the range, and now you can start using the trending in the signals in your trending indicator. Okay. So let me know, does this make sense? Are you getting this? Is this like helpful? Like, are you getting this? It's making sense? Yes, no? And so, yeah, you just stop trading in the range. Okay. It saves you a lot of money, because what's happening right now, big money is plotting out their next move, right? So we have no idea which way they're going to move it, right? It looked like we were going to move into all-time highs, especially on this day here. We had this rip up, we made a new high, it looked like we were going to do it, and we failed miserably. And so that's what they do, okay? And so here's our edge. we can get in and out really quickly. So when they reveal their hand of which way the trend is going to go, we've got a very select moment in time where we get to pounce and take advantage, take advantage, take advantage. And here it is. You're in a range, and then you break out of the range, and look, sell signals, flush, sell signals, flush, sell signal, flush. And that's how you take advantage. And then now you can look at the charts, and if you don't want to use the 5 minute, look at the 30 minute. Here's your move: sell signals and then flush. That's how this works. That's how this game is played. Okay. And that's how you do it. Now we're back into a range. And so then once we start picking a direction, we can start trading trends again. Okay. But the goal is, don't piss your money away during this time, and then make your money on this. And then don't piss your money away on this, and then wait for the next trend. Don't piss your money away on this. Don't piss your money away on this. Wait for the trend, and you're going to get buy signals. Wait for the trend. You break out of this. Buy signals, buy signals, buy signals, buy signals, buy signals, done. Okay, sell signals, sell signals, sell signals, done. Now you wait. Any other questions, or are we good? These are the main, most important things that like can help with just regular trading, but more importantly, will really help you trade this indicator and to be most effective. So we good? Any other questions? Okay. All right. Well, let me know if you guys have questions. Shoot me a DM, message me in the chat, and I'll get with you. But yeah, that's it. That's all you have to do. Wait for trending conditions, and then aggressive, 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 and then be done. But okay, guys, thank you guys for watching or joining. And yeah. So when it stops working, that's because that's an indicator. That is another indicator that is indicating to you that once it stops working and we get this gap up and fail, that's when you know you entered into a range. And that's when you sit out and you just wait. So yeah, that's how you decipher those things. But all right, guys, thank you guys for joining, and I will see you guys in the chat.